Let's get it. I bought for 16 passenger. This a G5, no, this not a Challenger. Big one. I keep some members with me in the fridge. Get cold seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek. Drink a whole bottle, wake up and repeat.
Hola. Sijui nitoa ukulele. And we have a session. I'm so sorry. Nilikuwa wapi? You know where I was? I was outside, not minding my business. When you alinipata nje, you know where I was. I'm so sorry. Si pole basi.
I'm very sorry. Hata nasema sorry ya nini si mimi nimekata internet. How can I say sorry? I'm not the one who caused the problem. It's internet. I'm not sorry.
Ujiji president wenyewe akiwaambia pole sibusha sao. Usebwe disabedi. At least BBC sijafika hapo. But anyway, I'm really sorry for real. I didn't expect to be off for that long. But you know when you, let me take this a moment to say, you know, at that period where you feel like you is it impostor syndrome? Like I felt like hakuna kitu nadu hapa. Like I felt like nobody really cares about the content anyway. So even if I don't do it, like who will notice? That's what I was feeling. So I needed to take a break. And also I went to my TikTok. I went and checked the analytics. Wanaume wamenifuata huko. I'm scared. And I don't take this personally, niggas. But mkiwa wengi hapo amongst you kuna wanga na wenda wazimu. Pale kwa comments zangu wataanza kunitusi. And then I said, si by force. Mimi nitaenda home. Kwani why? Because the reason for following me is very different from, not all of them. Again, listen to the sentence. Not all of them. Their reason for following me is just for the titties and just to see a girl na madhayo, mnita wangare madhayo. No, some of them really enjoy the content. Lakini kuna wengine wapale najua is for the wrong reason na najua watani roast too. And then again, you know what? I saw people like inbox me and like tell me in my comments, please, where is the video? It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. It's you, baby. When will you push me to the final maximum? And also my mother was told me I need to get on my Zoom. So here I am on my Zoom. You see? Yeah. So I was going to do my makeup and then do this video, but then nimeona it'll take too long. So I'm just gonna start. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. Have you ever fumbled? Now me personally, I like to think that I've never fumbled because I never chased them. Peep it, okay? Because I like to be demure, mindful, cutesy. You see how I don't chase them? Just like that. But then one time, my friend hollers at me. She calls me, she tells me, hey, Query, I'm here with this niggas. I'm here with my nigga, with her nigga. Listen, with her nigga. Then she said, oh, he's here with his friend. And I just showed him your picture and he says he's interested. Something of the sort. You know, the context of the conversation. And I hear this and I'm like, oh, okay, fine. And then being a girl's girl, hakuniambia sisi hatuna biashara kumwambia oh he's cute. That's nothing to me. Nitakula cuteness. No. So instead she tells me, oh yeah, he's got real money. And then she told me the type of car he has. And then I was like, unaona zile kanya alikuwa naimba gold digger, mimi ndio alikuwa naye in the edge. So I said, yeah, akona here, and he's really interested in you. Yeah. And then I think she gives him the phone. Alafu he talks to me in Kikuyu, nikajua it's real money. Kirinyaga money. Nikajua baba.
Thank you. Oh, what a chance. Thank you.
Yani umeamua kunibariki mimi, just a girl. You want to elevate me in status. Nikasema, okay, niko hapo ninacheka hii. Mind you, tell I'm getting this call. Unajua niko wapi? Niko kwa local, me and my friends. Kwa local lingine hapo iko kule downtown. It was amongst the first times we were going there. Niliacha kwenda. Nilioga. Niliacha kwenda huko. I only went like 5 times. But it was always after work. Unaenda kazi ukasikia vile watu wanaweza kupea stress. But anyway, so niko huko downtown. Tumetoka kukunywa nini? Juice. Just juice. So as I'm receiving this call, I'm not in the plane with the rest of you. Niko pale pa juu na wapi? Mekatilili kwa menza. So I listen to this conversation. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm trying to shukisha because sometimes when you're there with Mekatilili, the voice changes from, oh, sasa to, Dera. You see? And you have to separate the two. So I'm trying my best. In the end, it worked out. He hung up. And my friend told me, can I give him your number? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it out. Was I single? Yeah, ni mambo inatuhusu kweli saizi hapana. So, but anyway, yeah. She gives him my number. He starts texting me. So he's texting me. He's asking me, oh, how are you? How are you doing? I'm like, okay, cool. And then he sets up the date. Okay. And he's like, oh, can you meet me here and here on like a Thursday? and then you come, we hang out, we get to know each other better, and that will be all. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. The day comes, like Thursday comes, I text him, he's not responding. I text him again, he's not responding. Nikasema, kwani kuna mtu ameniibia? Mumenikulia? Ndio hivyo. Hata mimi mwenyewe sijaiona, mshanikulia. But okay, I was like, okay, fine. It's not like it was painful. Did you? And nikasema, oh, okay. Yeah, indihusu. In the evening, nikapata a call. And he was like, oh, how are you? How are you doing? I'm so sorry about today. I got held up somewhere. I was busy. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But me, I had wasted my day. I had put my day aside for you. Okay? So I don't know how this is going to be solved. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me send you some money for some wine so that you can calm down. Nikajua. Nikasema, oh, okay, that's fine. You don't have to do it, but you could do it. Ya pesa nilinunua wine. Wango. Nilinunua biscuits na ringos pale na hiyo change nikaweka kwa mfuko. Saa zingine you have to think like a grown up. Okay? Okay, siwezi nunua hapo ndo pesa yangu. Hata pesa yenye nimepewa ninunue nayo. Siwezi. Pesa yangu ya kukula. Use your head. Okay? Okay. So I was like, okay, we rescheduled. This time he's like, okay, we will reschedule for another time. Hold on. As I was saying, my sister, man, just listen to the story because nikishinda stop to do this video, I'll forget where I was. So I was saying, he sets up the date. This time it's at a bar stroke restaurant, and he's like, oh, show up at this time. I'll be there with a couple of friends. And I'm like, how is that a date? But I said, that's none of my business. So I take an Uber. I go there, bill on him because me says mimi kuku najileta for free, and there's kwa mabao kwenda huko. So I take an Uber, ikanishukisha hapo. I look for him sympathy. Incredibly sympathy. And then I finally call him and he tells me where they are. And I go and I sit, and now it's 3 dudes. It's me, 1 girl. I was scared for my life. I was so scared for my life. Oh my God. But then I was like, oh, okay, let me just sit here and be very mindful. Because my friend wouldn't like hook me up with a mad person. I know my friends are not insane. So I was like, okay, I know like I'm kind of safe. So let me just sit here and listen to what he has to say. So as we're sitting there, he's telling me, oh, what do you want to drink? I'm like, oh, I'm not really in the mood to drink anything. Let me just take like a cider. Staki ko overdo. Pause. Wacha hata nitume hii message na nikuje niwaambie nini ilifanyika. Let me start fresh. We're at the bar and restaurant. I've looked for him. I found him there. He's there with 3 niggas. Okay. Initially, I'm holding back because I don't know what the hell is going on. But because this has been planned, like the date was planned by I've been introduced to this guy through my friend. I know my friend is not insane in the medulla. She wouldn't hook me up with somebody who's insane. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of safe. And I'm like, okay, fine. Let me sit at the table. I'm sitting at the table. They're like, oh, would you want to have nini? I said, I want something light. I want something light. And I'm also hungry. So tulitisha chakula plus chenye kufanya chakula iende chini. You understand? So as I'm sitting there, I have to tell you this. Let us rewind to 2 days before. 2 days before, I was with another friend, not this one, another friend, and we were chilling and we were relaxing, and she had the bright idea, the genius idea to say, oh, Query, would you like a cookie? A ginger biscuit. Kama hujaelewa wenda home. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. I don't need one. Like, she was like, oh, just have it. And I had like a half. Then she was like, just a half. So you have the whole thing. I was like, nikakula. Okay. I ate the cookie. Okay. I ate the cookie. And then she was like, oh, si tukunye tuka juice hivi. Juice later, okay, see. Kasama, oh, okay, fine. So a quarter each. So a quarter each. A quarter. And we were I don't want to say where we were, but let me just say, taking these 2 things, it was 7 a.m. in the crack of morning, and we were going somewhere important, okay? So as I took them in my system, I was like, oh, okay, this is fine. And as we are walking towards the place where we're supposed to go, everything is okay. Tell me why, when we got to the gate of that place where we're supposed to go, wow, zili Tokyo sama. I don't know if I can say that on the internet, but ili do evil. And then zikashika for 2 days. Nimekwambia ni 2 days ago. 2 days ago. 2 days. So 2 days, for 2 days imenyita, and on day 2 mimi niko wapi? Nje on a date because a date cannot be with 3 people unless kwani ni interrogation. But anyway, so here I am, zimeanza kushuka kidogo, so but it's still in my system. So even as I'm telling them I don't want too much, it's because I know like in my system it is already iko hapa. Okay, iko hapa. Nika ukisikia kutapika na iko hapa. Uongeze tu kitu nje. So iko hapa. So in my brain it was here. Ilikuwa nikiongeza inalipuka, nikasema oh, just give me something like me. Now, let me tell you, I don't work well with peer pressure. You tell me to take 2, I will take 2 because my daddy left me when I was 18. So they were like, oh, okay, when they have some. Then I'm like, oh no, oh, they're like, have some. I'm like, yeah, sure, let me have some. Dakika zilikuwa 30. Si mingi, 30. Nikaanza kuona meza inatetemeka.
Hivi sasa niko kwa maji. Na unajua ukiwa kwa maji lazima ukue kichwa maji.
Meza tetemeki. Ni mimi natetemeka ndani. Saizi huku ndani nimetingishwa kimatini. Hivi. Damu ina pump. Zimeenda zimeshikana pale kwa tumbo, zimeshikana Mary Jane. Na huyo mwingine wako huko juu tu. Wow. And now the mind is discombobulated. Oh God. Na sasa sioni. Now I've started slurring my words. Alafu, you know, I had worn something really small. Siwezi hata inama hivi. So even na vile nimekaa, lazima nikae vizuri. Lakini sasa unaona sasa ile vitu zinaanza kutetemeka. Haujaanza kukaa juu. You're trying to maintain the balance in your head, not of your body. Okay? So I was like, you know what? Let me go to the washroom and try and make this high go down. So I go to the washroom and I put 2 fingers down my throat. That's what I do. Nikiona nimeanza kufika kule juu sana, nimeanza kupita mikatilini, nimeanza kuona Paul, Peter, lakini Musa. Like, okay, let me shukisha. So I go to the washroom, I put 2 fingers down my throat, I puke. Tell me why that didn't help the situation. Actually, it alleviated the situation. I stopped being from down here and I went into space. I astral projected because I don't know what the hell that did. It'll make it so much worse. So I went back to the table. At the table, nikasema, it's okay, guys. I don't want to indulge anymore. Let me just eat and see if it'll calm me down. And nyama na mafuta. So nakula. Tumbo ikaniambia, hold up.
Dada oi. Wewe nani huko? Naitwa Sisa. Naitwa Sisa nini? Sisa idewa. Oh, naitwa Sisa idewa. Sisa ni nini Sisa? Sisa ni nini? Wacha toe bana.
Tukarudi choo. I went to pee. Puked again. Okay? Now the body is shutting down. I can feel it shutting down because even my skin is clammy. Na nikijishika nasikia, wow, it's clammy. Nikasema, okay, let me go back to the table. I went back to the table. Now I'm not doing anything. I'm just najaribu kusikiza because they're all talking to me. The 3 of them are talking to me. I can't hear not one thing. Hata kitu moja sisikii. Not one thing was getting in my ear. So as they're talking to me, sisikii. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Let me go to the toilet a 3rd time. Okay, a 3rd time. So I go to the toilet a 3rd time. And this time when I'm there, when I sat down, I was like, okay, let me sit down on this toilet. After wipe the toilet seat. I sat down, even though I was like, I remember to wipe it. So I sat down. And as I'm sitting down, I'm trying to breathe in. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. The more oxygen I take, the worse it becomes. By now I can't stop myself from breathing. So I put my head down and I say, let me just give myself a moment. Kwa nini nililala? Na si ati nililala ile kabisa, but I could tell that I was asleep. Like I was telling myself, okay, Mungu kweli amka tu tuende. But I was fighting principalities.
Just come, Lord. Just come, Jehovah. Come, Jehovah Lipa.
So nikasema, you know, let me chill here kidogo, see ati they've noticed that I've gone for a while. Uongo. Nilikuwa kwa hiyo washroom dakika 15, 15, okay? Because by the time I'm waking up and I said, okay, if I stay here any longer, it's gonna be weird. Let me just stand up and go. So nikiamuka nikaanguka. Lakini sikushika floor, nilianguka na nikaslide kidogo, nikasema, wow, it's time for me to go home. So I woke up, I opened the door. The moment I opened the door, I see one of my date's friends outside the washroom asking me, uko poa? I'm like, yeah, niko poa. And I thought, you see, when you think that, oh, my face was normal, I was like, okay, I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine. Because the face I made his face go. And I didn't niko pabaya. So I go back to the table and I sit down and I tell my date, okay, I think because because I'm an oversharer, I had already told them what had happened 2 days ago, so they knew what was happening. So I told him, okay, I'm sorry, but I have to go home right now because even if, yes, I did have a curfew, I couldn't go home late. And also, I'm going through a lot. Just calm down. Just come over. That's what I was going through, okay? So it was like, that's okay, that's fine. Just order the Uber and go and pay for it. I was like, okay, that's fine. So I order the Uber. And the Uber comes and he's like, oh, let me walk you to the Uber. And this is where the most embarrassing thing to me happened. Okay, to me, in my opinion. As he's walking me to the car is right there. I see his. And I was like, yeah, my friend didn't lie. And then he was like, oh, okay, get home safe, nini, nini. I'm like, oh, okay. Now, to save myself and the little pride that I had, I decided, oh, let me try and be cutesy. Let me try to read the mirror and let me give him a peck on his cheek. And I lean in and I give him a peck and I go. Again, this is from the eyes of an owl. Okay? In real life, it was not cutesy. It was not demure. I'm pretty sure it smelled like, so I didn't watch my ningewaka moto. And I got in that cab. And now we are heading home. As we're heading home, kila kitu nimekula. Hizo mafuta, manyama, manini was starting to rise kama maziwa ndani ya sufuria. It was rising and I could feel it rise. So I opened the window. I put my head out. Kwanza, it was a red Academia. I'm so sorry to know all that. I put my head out because I didn't want to puke in the boat because I know they don't like that. So I put my head out of the nini and I'm puking now. And because I had puked everything that I had eaten already, uko penye nilikuwa sasa inatoa tu like pure bile, like bile and water. That's what nilikuwa. Imagine nilikunywa mingi. Nilikunywa kama lita 3. So I'm puking. I puked. Wacha nieleze from how far I puked. I puked from nitasema aje bila nyinyi kujua. Bypass yote mpaka tukafika kwa nyumba. Bypass mpaka kwa nyumba. Hivyo kupuke tunapuke nje akiwa. I take a breath, I puke. But even as I'm puking, I'm telling the bolt guy, I'm so sorry. Aki, it wasn't a bit of a bolt. I'm telling him, Aki, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do this, but I need to do this. Otherwise, it will be in the car. So I kept puking. Sasa ile niliona gate ya kwetu. Kama stima kwa mgongo. Ilibidi nime wake up. So I had to compose myself as I'm paying, because I paid mbio. I paid even before tulifika, because sometimes you have to have your wits about you. That's when you should know your cut off. So I paid, and as I'm getting out, now I had to gain my stance, because hata chenye nimevaa sijui nitaingiaje kwa nyumba nayo. Already na yumba. Okay? Sai nanuka sijui aje. So I'm like, oh, okay. Let me figure out how this will happen. So as I'm about to get, I take a big breath. And I wipe my face nini. And unaona path kutoka madam pinya yawani tena. Ukiona path kutoka nyumba yetu, kutoka gate hadi ndani ya nyumba is not straight. Like there are corners. Ilikuwa mimi na hizo pillar. Hivi. Kazi tu ni kucheza na pillars. Hivi. Mpaka nikafika bedroom yangu. When I got to this room, hata viatu sijui nilitokea wapi. Mimi najua tu I plastered myself on the bed. The next time I opened my eyes, it was the next day, 9 a.m. Don't ask me how. Niliamka. And then I went to the shower. And now as I'm in the shower, the head is racing. The mind is calculating.
Saa ingine ni ngumu, saa ingine ni ngumu, saa ingine ni ngumu.
Nimeanza kufikiria, what did I do? Sasa kila kitu sasa, I think the puking actually expelled everything, because now I felt normal. So I'm thinking, what did I do? And now I had to think, what conversations did I have? But my conversations are not crazy, because again, I overshare even without. So there's nothing I could have told them that was out of pocket. No. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? I'm replaying, and it's playing like a nightmare. It's playing like a horror movie. Scary movie had nothing on whatever was going on in my head. And I'm in the shower, I'm going like, what? So I come back and I sit. You know how you feel after it's not a hanging, it's after, like you feel sick, you feel weak. Like everything is out of your system, but you need to eat something. So I'm sitting down and I'm thinking. And then I think, oh, let me check like if my date like texted me or something, because and honestly he had asked, is like, oh, do you get home safe? And I was like, oh yeah, I did. So oh yeah, I did. Before nani alighostiwa?
Okay.
Nani alighostiwa? Nilighostiwa vile sijaghostiwa before. Hako ni block lakini kuni ghost. Because the next day I text her something like, oh, I'm so sorry, I was nililemewa nini, I could make it up to you. Oh, wapi? Na hivyo tu niliona gari langu inaenda. Na hivyo tu niliona vacation pale Zanzibar zimeenda. And there's nothing I could do because mimi mwenyewe ndo nilijipeleka hapo na mimi mwenyewe ndo nilijua nini ilikuwa ina go through na mimi mwenyewe ndo nilichukua glass nikaweka kwa mdomo ng'ombe futa good as a matter of fact. But then again, somebody told me to be nicer to the younger me, so I'm going to be nice to her and I'm going to say we were going through a lot in that period. Okay, we had we were this close to like psychosis at one point. This close to psychosis, but we made it through. We cried. Ewe msana alikuwa amepitia hiyo wiki. Wow. Ni kama shetani tu alikuwa But we made it. Yona, we made it. In the end, siku hata ingia hiyo gari, hata siku inukia let us sit. Kuona what could be. And I let it go. That potential, non-potential. Niliona alikuwa na view status zangu. And then at one point I deleted his number juu ilikuwa inanifanya niumu ndani ya roho. Ilifanya niumu ndani ya roho. Yeah. But a week later nilipata mtu mwenye akana
wasisana ni mingi, wavulana ni mingi. Si mtu akikatoa aende pale asukue hiyo mwingine ama akae.
Later nilijiredeem. Lakini hata hiyo pia ilienda kwa choo. Usidiulize aje. But what can you gather from this story? Leave drugs alone. Leave them alone. Especially if you can't handle it, leave it alone. If you don't want to leave it alone, you know what your limit is. You know what your cap is. Once you feel ni kama unayumba. Watch. Actually, this is my advice to somebody who is very brand new to using things that you're not supposed to be using. Them are corrects. If you're taking it and umekaa chini, wewe simama. Unadhani umekaa chini kwa sawa? Simama. Simama tu 2 minutes. Ukianza kusikia wow, system imechange, ni saa ya kwenda home. Ukiwa umekaa chini, things are very different. The view is different. Ukisimama, that's when you see the true view. But it's okay, it's all right. We have learned, we have overcome. Okay? Yeah. And these days, I don't do that no more. Well, I don't do that no more. I don't, it's been a while even since I puked. It's been a while since I indulged in that. Bad behavior. Yeah. And that was the video for today. I'm so sorry that it took so long. But even right now as I'm sharing this, it's something so embarrassing. Yani, tuna design and nakumbuka nasikia, wow. I know like to some people it will be like, that's not that bad. Like, wow. Really? Oh my God. But anyway, sometimes you know rejection is redirection. Labda hata hapo penye nilikuwa naenda nilikuwa nionyesha, labda hata alikuwa Tyson. Labda hapa tu mastingo ningekuwa naonyesha every day. Wewe. Kama alikuwa nimalize na kaswende. But anyway, let us change our ways. Let us be more dingo. Let us be mindful. And that was the video for today. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, and share this video. Yeah, I have another video to make. Will I make it? Stay tuned to see. Anyway, bye.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5, no, this not a challenger. Big one. I keep some members with me in the fridge. Get cold seats, they some cannibals. Eaters. They like to geek. Drink a whole bottle, wake up and